I must say I'm not convinced, but we'll talk about that today as well. And hopefully on the panel, we'll also talk about what digital currencies actually are. My name is Luka Planinc, and I'm the General Counsel and the MLRO for GoCrypto. We are from Ljubljana, Slovenia, and enabling merchant accepting payments with crypto. But to start off, just a bit of an introduction in theory. Where does crypto come from? Web 3.0 and decentralization. So we all know Web 1.0, right? It's when we were all still young. It's the websites that we were able to visit through our computers that were hosted on centralized servers, and we only could get information from that server to ourselves, like reading text, downloading pictures, downloading music, illegally or not. And then Web 2.0 happened, which is what we use today. So this is where we can interact with the servers and among each other. So it's two-way communication, not one-way communication anymore. And this is today's Facebooks and YouTubes where we can provide and generate content ourselves. And Web 3.0 will be all of that, but decentralized. It's still a question whether this will come or not. I believe it will. And it will consider especially three different fields. First is data, meaning that it's going to be decentralized. It's not going to be kept on centralized service anymore, but it's going to be P2P, more there. Governance is the second part, where there's going to be a more, we can call it, democratic way of how decisions are made. And most importantly for us here at this conference is money. And crypto is native to this Web 3.0 idea of decentralization, where it's issued not by a central bank, but ideally by a system and maintained by a system of decentralized entities. But not to keep you all in theory only, let me share some of the data that we have within our company. So we offer a terminal that can accept not only crypto payments, but also payments with payment cards and digital payments that we'll see locally with different kinds of wallets. That is because we live in today's real world, and we know that volumes in crypto payments are still not high. And the numbers that we've seen so far, we've done this for the past 5 years, could be surprising to some people. So 97% of all payments happen with payment cards, and you all use them every day. 2% of those payments happen with crypto. What surprised me here with this data is that those digital payments, those digital wallets on our devices that we have spread out throughout Europe and some other countries as well, is only 1%. And this is the data that we gathered from inception till the end of last year. You all know, and everyone is talking about drawbacks of crypto. So I'm going to address the elephant in the room, which we are ourselves as well. First drawback, and which is the most important for many people, is the price volatility. Obviously, nobody wants to have something today and half of that tomorrow. Even 10% inflation is not as bad as, you know, price of crypto crashing for 30% overnight. And all of these drawbacks can be addressed in a way, and I'll talk about a couple of those as well. Illicit activities. Everyone's talking that, and everyone's saying that crypto is being used for crimes, for illicit activities and to launder money. Scalability is a technical issue, actually. I don't know if you guys can imagine, but if tomorrow everyone would start be using Bitcoin for payments, the system wouldn't handle it. And there's a lack of regulation. Luckily, the MiCA regulation that you are probably all aware of is coming relatively soon now, and will bring some more confidence into the industry. But also in general, we'll see about that globally. Stablecoins are one of the solutions for the price volatility of crypto. And to introduce stablecoins, there are two kinds of. So there are the ones that are pegged to an asset. That could be a fiat currency, a dollar, which is the most popular. It could be to gold. It could be to anything else that it's out there. or it could be algorithmic. This is kind of what it was intended for. So the software is the one that is deciding what is the value and trying to keep the value stable there. Being pegged to an asset, obviously, US dollar is the most popular about now. And there are certain benefits and drawbacks of using stable coins as well. Benefits, obviously, the clear one is the volatility. There is not there, or is if, let's say, US dollar is volatile. But on the other hand, and the speed of transfer. So you can transfer stable coins 24/7 anytime, and it's really fast. So I can send stable coins or other crypto to Japan, and that person will receive it within minutes, if not seconds. If I use the Swift network, we all know how long this is going to take. God forbid it's Friday afternoon, so it's going to take even longer. Of course, there are drawbacks as well. These are usually private entities currently that are issuing those stable coins. So whether do they have the correct backing, as they say or state they have one-on-one, so as many dollars as they issued the stable coins as well. This is a screen from this morning. You could see that there is the market cap of Tether, which is the stable coin that is pegged to US dollar. The market cap is $80 billion. It's a considerable amount, still very small to like a traditional finance industry, but it's still considerable. On the other hand, other currencies, as you can see, that are lagging quite behind it, especially in volume. So if there's 30 billion in volume with USDT, how we call Tether, the others are much lower. An interesting fact, and what I wanted to point out here, is that you can see that all of these are more or less pegged to US dollar. If you would look for euro pegged crypto stablecoin, it would take you quite long and go down to place number 50, and the daily volume of the most popular current euro-pegged stablecoin is something around 150,000 euros or dollars, doesn't really matter at this point, which is fairly small, although some changes might happen in that aspect as well. And most importantly, with crypto and what people are always saying, and illicit activities. And I, as the MLRO, I'm dealing with that on a daily basis. There was a very interesting report by the FATF in 2022, which referred to data in 21, where it said that 8 billion euro or 8.6 billion US dollars were used for illicit activities using cryptocurrency. 8 billion euros. That's quite a significant number, isn't it? However, that report also stated that that presented only 0.5% of all illicit activities that were used, for example, laundering money. So where's the other 99.5%? Is the traditional financial industry. So 99.5% of illicit activities are financed through the traditional financial industries like banks, and only 0.5% is used by crypto. And today we only are hearing what are the AML problems with crypto, and it's difficult for us to work with banks and payment institutions because we are too high of a risk for money laundering. But on the other hand, this is what the report of the FATF said. So combining all of this knowledge that we gathered in the past 5 years, we are providing the service all across the globe where the merchants are able to accept crypto payments but get settled in local fiat currency. So if a merchant charges something 100 euro, they will get that 100 euro and we'll make sure of it. We get some proprietary technology there as well. We have almost 3,000 locations worldwide, and hopefully we'll be growing further on as well. But as said, we're living in reality. We're not only focusing on crypto payments. We've also added the holistic solution that I mentioned previously, which will also be able to handle CBDCs at some point where that will be relevant. as my final thought, and I don't want to keep you here for too long, we also have a panel where we're going to argue and all that stuff. Uh, my final thought is that crypto payments or digital currencies are not replacement for money as we know it today. That's my opinion. I believe it provides us with a choice that we can use however we want to pay for our goods and services, whether you want to use money, whether you want to use cash, cards, digital currencies, or crypto. And that's where I see the future about it. It's about the choice, not about something that you have to do. Thank you very much.